Hey you guys, this week's video is coming at you from my walking workstation down in my basement. It's awesome down here. I've actually just noticed the wall behind me. No, it's over here. It's sort of half painted, half not. That's because when I repainted the basement, there was an armoire that was down here and I was too lazy to move it, and then the armoire got moved and then I just never finished painting. So anyway, okay, here's your challenge for this week. When you're eating your meals, I want you to think of something called Hara Hachi Bu, which is it's a Japanese philosophy around eating, which means only eating to the point of feeling about 80% full. Now, from a resiliency perspective, this is really critical because if you think about it, when you overeat, you know, you've eaten so much at a huge meal, like you're just about to pass into the food coma, or like you and your food baby are like totally trying to find a place to like sleep off your coma, at which point then you kind of come back to life. But, you know, from a resiliency perspective, you're totally not at your best when you've just pigged out. From a physiological perspective, anytime we have an excess buildup of glucose in the system that we can't use if we're not being really physically active, that needs to be stored somewhere. So that starts putting stress on your body, and guess where all that extra glucose is going to be stored away? The fat cells. And then we know long term having excess fat on the body is also adding stress to the system. So only eating to about 80% full at your meals decreases the amount of stress that you're putting on your body. So a great way to figure out like what is this 80% full is when you're having a meal, just kind of pause and do just a scan of your stomach contents and ask yourself, okay, if I stopped eating right now, would this amount of food last me for about 3 hours? If the answer is yes, you're good. You're at about 80% full. Now you guys also know that I'm always talking about eating light and eating often throughout the day, eating about every 3 to 4 hours, and that when you're eating about every 3 to 4 hours, you're not getting so ravenously hungry that you just totally overdo it at a meal. Now, the speed at which you eat this week is really going to be critical to your success because all of us, our stomachs are about this big, and when we get enough food in there to kind of start pushing out on the walls of the stomach, that stretch reflex sends a chemical message to our brain and tells us that we can stop eating. We're kind of full. However, there's about a 15 to 20 minute time delay for that stretch reflex to get that message to the brain. All right, I don't know about you guys, I can totally eat a meal in way under 15 minutes if I'm really in a hurry or I'm not paying attention. So just try to make sure that you're eating at a reasonable pace this week, only going to the point of eating to about 80% full. Hara Hachi Bu. So good luck this week. Let me know how things are going, and I'll talk to you guys soon.